Hello, and welcome to Matt Becker in Lakes. Today on Matt Becker in Lakes, we'll be answering your lake questions. So first question, what are the world's deepest lakes? Well, the deepest lake in the world is Lake Baikal in Siberia. It's just over a mile deep, at about 5,387 feet. This lake is about 500 feet deeper than the second deepest lake, which is Lake Tanganyika in Central Africa. The deepest lake in the United States is Crater Lake in Oregon, which lies in the caldera of the ancient Mount Mazama volcano. Lake Superior, the largest of the Great Lakes in North America, is about 1,300 feet at its deepest point. Remember, we're talking about deepest points. The shape of a lake's bottom, or its bathymetric contour, can vary greatly depending on how the lake was formed. Question number 2. How do we know what is at the bottom of lakes? Well, heck, we go down there. Scientists can dive down and take a look at the bottom using scuba gear, or they can use submersibles, typically designed for ocean voyages, which have been adjusted to deal with freshwater environments. Given that the deepest lakes don't really come close to the deepest parts of the oceans which we explore, it's a lot easier to do. We can also learn a lot about the past life of a lake by looking at sediment cores. Over many years, sediment is deposited at the bottom of a lake and can change depending on environmental conditions, incoming sediment, and even changes in depth level. These changes can be detected in the sediment, and they reveal a lot about the lake's past, including a record of approximate climate conditions. Sediment cores, as well as ice cores and tree rings, are used in climate science, and they're known as proxies. Question number 3. How are turtles able to survive in the winter? Well, during the winter, when it's too cold for reptiles to be active, turtles will dive down to the bottom of a lake and dig through the mud and leaf matter and bury themselves underneath. Remember, even though bottom of lakes is generally cooler than the surface of a lake, ice always floats to the top, so it never freezes at the bottom of a lake. Once the turtle is buried, its body will start to slow down, its heart rate will decrease, and it basically goes into a hibernation state. Now during this time, they don't have to eat any food, but they do still need to breathe. And here's the clever thing about turtles. Is that turtles are able to breathe through special skin cells in their cloaca. That's right, folks. Turtles breathe through their butt. This is different from frogs, which, while they do bury themselves under the ground in the winter and hibernate just like turtles do, they can breathe through their skin, so they don't have to breathe just through their butt. How deep is your love? Well, sages and mystics, as well as poets, have long argued that the capacity for love is boundless. However, when we consider this in scientific terms and looking at the depths of bodies of water, a consensus among musical artists agrees that the depths of love can extend far to the bottom of the ocean. Well, if that's the case, then let's consider the ocean as one big lake, in which case the average depth of the ocean is about 12,000 feet. Now, on the other hand, the deepest location or point in the ocean is known as Challenger Deep, and it's in the Mariana Trench, which is in the Pacific Ocean. It's where a subduction zone is, and the Challenger Deep point is approximately 36,000 feet deep, which is pretty far. But if we think of the deepest spot as the point that's closest to the center of the Earth, then that location is actually not the deepest, because the Earth isn't exactly spherical. It's actually squished a little bit because of angular momentum squeezing the Earth. So really, if we're looking at the point that's closest to the center of the Earth, it's in the Arctic Sea, where at times the depth, the lowest points in the Arctic is actually 8 miles below the deepest point in the Mariana Trench, Challenger Deep. Well, that's all I know about lakes. Keep the questions coming. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, and I'll be seeing you again next time on Matt Becker Video.